let's talk about the positive stuff now. Do you believe in love?
Yeah.
And what is true love for you?
True love for me is being able to go through any rough patch with that same person.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When you want to be in love with somebody, you gotta be ready to go through bullshit because I don't think no relationship is perfect. And if the relationship is perfect, then it's a matter of convenience.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's really no love or respect in a perfect relationship to me because when you have an opinion, sometimes you want to say it, and if that person always agrees with what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be an ulterior motive that why they're with you because nobody should agree to everything that a person is saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not robots. So I feel like I do believe in love and just being ready to go through the bullshit. Just be prepared. Just know the bullshit. Like, even in my music, when it comes to investments, when you just know if you put $100 into some promo, you might not get that promo because they might be janky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same with love. You know what I'm saying? When you put your heart in it and you put your all in it and you don't see that same thing coming back, you know what I'm saying? There's something going on. You gotta analyze the situation and you gotta get away from it.
Okay.
Yeah. When I feel like when you can't hug and cuddle up and kiss your mate without feeling disgusted, you know what I'm saying? I think it's time to leave at that point.
Okay.
But other than that, when you can still be lovey-dovey with your mate, I feel like that's love.
Okay. But most people downplay that. Most people stay for the material stuff, and they'll go through that phase where even though they're disgusted touching the person because of the financial part, they'll stay. But are you happy there?
Yeah.
That's questionable, right?
Yeah, that's why you can't be money hungry at all in situations, especially when it comes to love. It's been times where my guy hasn't had a job for 3 months, you know what I'm saying? And I had a job and I had to make sure that we were held down. Times when I don't have a job, you know what I'm saying? And he makes sure the car note is paid, you know what I'm saying? He makes sure the lights stay on. He makes sure rent's paid, you know what I'm saying? He makes sure phones stay on, you know what I'm saying? So it's always it's a give and love is a give and take thing. You got to be ready to give and you have to be ready to receive. Because sometimes us as women, we scream independent so much that when our guys do try to even do a little bit, it's not enough for us. You know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes just relax and just let him do it. Even if you don't want it or you feel like you deserve more, still take it from him because he genuinely did what he could. You know what I'm saying? So
He's a lucky guy.
yeah. I don't know, right? Tell him again.
He's a lucky guy.
Yeah.
Some of the girls probably might give you 30 days after you lose that job and they're gone.
Now I'll give you 3 months. If you don't got a job in 3 months, I tell
but
him.
But if you're trying,
yeah, you can get a job in 3 months.
Right?
Yeah, you gotta try. You better be busting out them applications every fucking day.
Yeah, that's true.
3 months tops. That's what you can't. If you go past 3 months, you
then you have a problem.
Yeah, we got a problem.
All right, how important do you think intimacy is in a relationship? Again, you'll be surprised how people don't think it's important.
It is important. I don't want to say that it's not important because it definitely is. Because men like to have sex so much, just hornballs.
I mean, you'll be surprised. I was watching a show yesterday where it was the guy complaining about the lady wanting too much of it.
Yeah, and I had found out my dude had a side chick a couple of years ago. Because I had got locked up for something or whatever, and I was gone for a little bit. And I already knew, you know what I'm saying, something was going to happen. But when I came home, he was like, man, I was tired of that bitch. She wanted to fuck too much. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, okay. You wanted to fuck. She wanted to fuck too much. You finally found your match. So you want to fuck me all the motherfucking time. Now she want to ride you all the time and you get sick of it. So finally you figure out that sex is not all that important. Because if I did give it to him consistently, I feel like my sex would get old and he would want to get it from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I try to preserve the pussy a little bit. Excuse my language.
I mean.
But yeah, I try to preserve her or whatever. So he gets mad about that sometimes, but I just feel like sometimes sex is not always, especially when you goal-oriented and you trying to get somewhere with yourself, you can't. But it's just like, I don't know how men minds are.
I mean, we feel the same way about you guys. That we sometimes feels like we can understand you guys, and and what I get from women too is like you guys cannot understand us, right?
Yeah.
For
It's
men, you guys might think we want sex too much, right? But if you have the amount of testosterone, right, we have in our blood, you have to react that way.
Right.
You have to. Look at the women bodybuilders. They feel exactly as men do because they inject testosterone.
Wow.
They feel as like
So they want to have
sexual
sex all the time.
all
too.
the time like a man because of the testosterone.
Wow.
And when you're what we worry about is like hotness, right? And sexual availability. So when you're hot, automatically I'm attracted to you.
Right.
So if your man is desiring you, it's natural.
Yeah, it is. It is. But
Don't
sometimes
think
it
you're
gets
gonna get
overwhelming.
old because you guys are like banging too much. But it's that don't be hot then.
But
Can't
it's
wait to
just
see
like,
what's
do you
gonna
want
happen.
pity sex though? Do you want pity sex just because you my man and just because you providing? And I don't feel like having sex, but you want to have sex, so I just lay there and just let you do your thing, you know?
Then that's not great because that's
It's
a
not.
stuff. That's a stuff.
That's pity
sex. Like,
sex, especially like when we first got together, it was all the damn time, and I'm just like, I want to slow down because I'm not really. Sex is fine to me, but I'm more of a mind person. Like, fuck my mind. Like, teach me something. You know what I'm saying? Before we just keep doing what we're doing, let's expand, let's build, and try to leave a legacy. You know what I'm saying? Before we just
but
keep
again,
doing this shit
like
all the
what
time.
you said, right? That's our existential fear, right? To get in a relationship where, and then at the beginning of it, everything is great. Then when it goes long, then it says stop or drops.
Yeah.
For guys, that's the reason why most guys don't want to get in a relationship because most of the time
It
that's
gets
what
old.
happens.
And don't have no baby.
So, but if
Once the baby
you're not in a
comes.
relationship, like the sex is always like great, right?
Yeah.
Or like constant, right?
Definitely, because it's just a thrill, and it's a mind thing. It's definitely a mind thing to me.
Right.
I feel like you should have a sexual cleanse in your relationships sometimes, where you just go without sex for a while and just see where each other's minds at. You know what I'm saying? And really go after your goals, because when you're focused with somebody else, you know what I'm saying, it helps that much more with what you're trying to do.
Okay, so are you a hopeful person? And how do you keep that hope up?
Through having faith.
Okay.
Just having faith. I've always believed in having faith and speaking stuff into existence. And most of the times, a lot of stuff that I speak into existence comes to pass, So it's just about, really being confident in your goals and what you want to do.
Okay, so what is your greatest desire right now?
To have my music like really pushed to a huge audience and to really be recognized and noticed for the work that I've been putting in thus far, which I know is going to take a lot more work. So, but just to be commended on what you're doing, that really helps out with motivation to move forward.
So how big is loyalty for you?
It's huge. Yeah. It's very huge for me. I don't think any friends who I've ever had can ever say I've deceived them in any way. And if I have, I need y'all to come to me right now and tell me how. Because, and it has to be very detailed in how I deceived you, because I've never done that to any of my, friends, current or ex.
Okay.